Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon. I&R spoilers. Claire's bond with Johnny send Katie over the edge. Gives brother me or her ultimatum. Young and the Restless, I&R spoilers for the week of July 8 to 12 suggest that Claire Grace, Haley Aaron, will continue to feel like the odd man out when it comes to her new family. She's settled in nicely with her extended Newman family, however, ever since Johnny Abbott, Paxton Mishkind, and Katie Abbott, Sienna Mercury, returned to Genoa City and moved into the Tack House, things have gotten dicey. Is there any hope that Claire's younger siblings will accept her? The Young and the Restless spoilers. Johnny Abbott seems more open to things. I&R spoilers indicate that Johnny seems a little softer towards Claire than Katie. Could be the age difference between them, it could be because he's a boy. Katie might feel jealous that she's no longer her mom's only daughter, or just their overall personalities. While Johnny hasn't welcomed Claire with open arms, he has been a lot nicer than his younger sister. In fact, there's a good chance that he'll give Claire a try and will likely get close to her. How will that make Katie feel? I&R spoilers. Johnny Abbott and Katie Abbott have been through a lot. It's very rare for siblings to have the same mom and dad in the land of soaps, but Katie and Johnny do. Even though technically he's adopted, that doesn't mean much as Victoria Newman, Amelia Heinle, is the only mother he's ever known. Plus, she and Billy Abbott, Jason Thompson, have done a stellar job in co-parenting the two. The Abbott kids have been through their parents' divorce, welcoming stepfather Ashlyn Locke, Robert Newman, into the fold and all the over-the-top events that happened after he passed away. Katie may feel a sense of betrayal if Johnny cozies up to Claire, while the two siblings naturally fight, as most brothers and sisters at their age do. Fans can sense a closeness between them. Could Katie feed her brother an ultimatum if he starts to bond with Claire? Will she push him away? Could she start scheming to make Claire look bad? How upset will Katie be if Johnny and Claire become close? What do you think would happen next? Join the conversation below. Catch I&R on CBS Daily so you don't miss a moment of the drama in Genoa City, and visit this site often for the best Young and the Restless news, updates and spoilers. The sun cast a warm glow over Genoa City, but inside the Abbott mansion, a storm was brewing. Claire's laughter echoed through the halls as she and Johnny shared a playful moment in the living room, completely oblivious to the dark clouds gathering in Katie's heart. Katie Abbott stood in the doorway, watching the scene unfold with a mixture of anger and betrayal. She had always been close to her brother Johnny, their bond unshakable. But recently it felt like everything was changing. Claire had come into their lives like a whirlwind, charming everyone with her vivacious personality and infectious energy. Everyone, that is, except Katie. Johnny looked up from the game he was playing with Claire and noticed Katie standing there, her arms crossed and her expression sour. "Hey Katie, want to join us?" he asked, his eyes sparkling with the excitement of the game. Katie forced a smile, but it didn't reach her eyes. "No, thanks," she replied curtly. "I have better things to do." Johnny frowned, sensing the tension but not fully understanding its source. "Come on, Katie, it's just a game. It'll be fun." Claire chimed in, her tone overly sweet. "Yeah, Katie, it's just for fun. No need to be so serious all the time." The words stung, and Katie felt a surge of anger rise within her. She wanted to scream, to tell Claire to stay away from her brother, but she knew that wouldn't solve anything. Instead, she turned on her heel and stormed out of the room, leaving Johnny and Claire to their laughter. Katie found solace in her bedroom, the one place where she could be alone with her thoughts. She paced back and forth, her mind racing with 1,000 different emotions. It wasn't just jealousy that gnawed at her, but a deep-seated fear of losing her brother to someone who didn't truly understand him the way she did. As the days passed, Katie's resentment only grew stronger. She watched as Johnny and Claire became closer, sharing inside jokes and spending more time together. It was as if she was being pushed out of her own family, and the feeling of isolation was unbearable. One evening, after yet another day of feeling like an outsider in her own home, Katie decided she couldn't take it anymore. She needed to confront Johnny, to make him understand how she felt before it was too late. She found him in the backyard, sitting alone on the swing set they used to play on as kids. The sight of him there, looking so lost in thought, tugged at her heartstrings. Taking a deep breath, she walked over and sat down on the swing next to him. "Hey," she said softly. Johnny looked up, his expression a mix of surprise and concern. "Hey, Katie, what's up?" Katie took a moment to gather her thoughts before speaking. "Johnny, we need to talk. About Claire." Johnny's brow furrowed. "What about her?" Katie hesitated, unsure of how to put her feelings into words. "It's just, ever since she came into our lives, things have changed. You've changed. We used to be so close, and now it feels like there's this huge distance between us." Johnny sighed, looking down at his feet. "Katie, I know things have been different, but Claire is a good person. She makes me happy." Katie's heart etched at his words. "But what about me, Johnny? Don't I make you happy anymore?" Johnny reached out and took her hand, his grip reassuring. "Of course you do, Katie. You're my sister and nothing will ever change that. But you have to understand that I can have other people in my life too. It doesn't mean I love you any less." Katie pulled her hand away, her frustration boiling over. "But it feels like you're choosing her over me, like I'm not important anymore." Johnny's eyes widened in shock. "Katie, that's not true. I would never choose anyone over you." Katie stood up, her emotions getting the better of her. "Then prove it. Tell Claire to back off, or else. It's either me or her, Johnny. You have to choose." Johnny stared at her, stunned into silence. He had never seen his sister like this, so angry and hurt. He wanted to reassure her, to make everything right again, but he knew that demanding Claire to step back would only create more problems. "Katie, please don't make me choose," he pleaded. "There has to be another way." Katie's eyes filled with tears. "I can't keep living like this, Johnny. It's tearing me apart." Johnny felt his heart breaking at the sight of his sister's pain. He knew he had to find a way to mend the rift between them, but he also knew that pushing Claire away wasn't the answer. "Give me some time," he said gently. "Let me figure this out. I promise I'll make things right." Katie nodded reluctantly, wiping away her tears. "Okay, but don't take too long, Johnny. I don't know how much more of this I can take." One evening, after another heated argument with Katie, Johnny found himself alone in his room, feeling overwhelmed and helpless. He knew he needed to talk to someone, to get some advice on how to handle the situation. Without thinking twice, he picked up his phone and called his father, Billy. Billy answered on the second ring, his voice warm and reassuring. "Hey, Johnny, what's up?" "Dad, I need your help," Johnny said, his voice breaking. "I don't know what to do about Katie and Claire. Katie's so upset, and I don't want to lose her, but I care about Claire too. I'm stuck in the middle, and I don't know how to fix it." Billy listened patiently as Johnny poured out his heart. When he finished, Billy took a deep breath and spoke. "Johnny, I understand how difficult this is for you. Family dynamics can be complicated, especially when new people come into our lives. But you have to remember that you can't make everyone happy all the time. Sometimes you have to follow your heart and trust that the people who love you will understand." Johnny nodded, taking his father's words to heart. "But what if I lose Katie?" Billy's voice was gentle but firm. "You won't lose her, Johnny. She loves you too much for that, but she needs time to adjust, to see that Claire isn't a threat to your relationship. Be patient with her and keep showing her that she's important to you. It'll take time, but things will get better." Johnny felt a weight lift off his shoulders. "Thanks, Dad. I needed to hear that." "Anytime, son," Billy replied. "And remember, you're not alone in this. We're all here to support you." As Johnny ended the call, he felt a renewed sense of determination. He knew the road ahead wouldn't be easy, but he was ready to face it head-on. He would find a way to bring peace between Katie and Claire, and in doing so, strengthen the bonds that held his family together.